gentlemen, welcome to the May Madness 10 Countdown. I'm your host, Shane Daly, and you're going to join me as I run down the card for the biggest event of the year. In the main event, Stevie James defends the PZW Championship against his toughest challenge yet, the man from Tough Town, Adam Nessel. But that's not the only title match on the card. Tough Talk Tony Spencer will be defending the Granite State Championship against Kenny Nessel. Also on the card will be a grudge match for the ages when Atlee Green takes on Derek Simonetti. And we can't forget, the best of the best will be decided at May Madness 10. Alright folks, don't go anywhere because after this commercial, we're going to go into a breakdown of each of the matches on this huge card.
When 15 minutes is not enough for you, go to the brand new interactive PZWrestling.com. Catch up on episodes you may have missed, check out exclusive photos and videos on our Facebook, and join in on the conversation on Twitter for a chance to win free DVDs. For all that and much more, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, PZWrestling.com. It's a .com.
Earlier this season on PZW television, Chris Cortez promised us the greatest tag team of all time. And he gave us Kenny Nessel and Tough Talk Tony Spencer. Now if I sound a bit disappointed, that's because this team did not last very long. Things began to unravel for the Dream Team right after their first match, which they lost. Let's show you now how this Salisbury Beach house became a broken home.
It's me, Chris Cortez. There's a name that people are going to start calling me soon, and it's going to be the greatest manager that ever existed in Project Zero Wrestling. They are going to be the greatest tag team that this company has ever seen. Because these two, the most splendid wrestlers that you have ever seen, the two specimens of perfection, I'm going to take them to the top.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking man to man or whether we're talking son to son, 'cause he's my best friend. Yeah, he's my best friend.
A double Irish whip!
No! Oh, thank God.
Reversal, both men stopped in the corner. A roll up! No! Roll up! Two!
No!
Uh-oh. The honeymoon's over. Break off right away. Whoa! What was that?
My new #1 exclusive #1 right-hand man manager, Chris Cortez. You're dead to me, Kenny! Dead! The longest reigning New England Independent Professional Wrestling Championship record, your Granite State Champion, Tough Talk, Tony Spencer.
Wait,
Kenny Nessel.
That's the Granite State Championship.
The referee is occupied. Kenny's trying to take.
No.
Kenny's got the belt. Kenny's got the belt. Two.
No.
And Joey Warner defeated Tony Spencer. And Kenny Nessel is walking away with Tony Spencer's Granite State Championship.
Kenny Nessel, you stole my lifeblood. I just want my life back, man. That Granite State Championship, I've brought it to prominence. And all I want is my belt back. So much of Tony Spencer is the Granite State Championship. And I will do everything in my power. I will leave no stone unturned, no favor not called in to get back what's mine.
There he is, Granite State Champion, Kenny Nessel.
He's got it in a protective briefcase?
Just remember, Tony, possession is 9/10 of the law. Oh, there he is. You knew it wasn't going to be long before Tony Spencer showed up out here. Chris Cortez right behind him.
Maybe he's stealing what's theirs.
Kenny Nessel picks up the victory, but he's chasing down Tony Spencer and
Run,
Chris
Tony,
Cortez.
run! Tony Tony Spencer is excited to get back what's rightfully his.
I am going to once again unveil to you the Granite State Championship.
There it is.
That's not the Granite State Championship.
What happened to it?
Where's my Granite State Championship?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah!
You have something that I want. I want 5 minutes with Chris Cortez.
5 minutes!
May Madness 10. If you win, you get your belt back. If I win, right after that match, it's me and you, Chris.
Do you know what someone can do in 5 minutes?
If I win, I also get to keep the belt.
Oh! Get
Right
off!
now, you're Granite State champion. Okay, that's what.
You want me at May Madness? You want me at May Madness? You want 5 minutes with Chris Cortez?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're on, because I'm gonna win. And that belt, and this guy, going with me, baby.
I'll see both of you in May Madness.
A lot of people claim to be the best. As a matter of fact, a lot of wrestlers in PZW brag that they are the best. But the best is only determined once a year during the Best of the Best. And at May Madness, the best of the best will be determined in a 4-man double elimination match. The 4 men in this match include Malcolm Xavier, newcomer Joey Warner, and 2 former Best of the Best champions, Tommy Corbin and Richie Sick. At this time, let me throw it over to Joe Cole and Owen Cash for the tale of the tape.
Tales of the tape are boring, folks. So you know what time it is. It's not a money minute, it's much bigger. It's back and it's back big. It's the money moment.
And I'm here. This
Yes,
is different.
You're right.
I've
Welcome.
never been a part of this, I don't think.
Very, very exciting. Let's start this moment off right. We are breaking down the 4 participants in the best of the best.
The rules of this match are simple. 2 men start in the contest. When one is defeated, the next man in line steps into the ring, and the man who was defeated steps to the back of the line. The match can only end when 3 of the 4 participants have lost 2 times.
Well, there's going to be one guy that's going to be hard to beat twice in one night, folks, and that man is Richie Sick. This man is unbelievable to me. He has the best win-loss record in PZW history. Not only that, but he is the longest reigning champ of PZW. And not to mention, folks, when it comes to the best of the best, he is the current reigning, defending best of the best.
I'd like to say his recent tactics of cheating, and I mean a lot, may not come into play very well for him, as there will be 2 referees officiating this contest, one inside the ring and one outside the ring. Not to mention, with everything that's been going on with Richie Sick, he may not be prepared for a match of this caliber. Not to mention his recent history with our next contestant, Tommy Corbin. Tommy Corbin is an incredible athlete. You don't get a nickname like the Wrestling Machine for nothing. He's a former Best of the Best champion, not to mention in every single Best of the Best tournament we've had since the very beginning, he has been in the finals.
The man is a hothead. He may not be focused in this particular match, and rumor has it that Tommy Corbin may have actually been in a small automobile accident and may have actually suffered more serious injuries than he had led on to the PZW staff. And not only that, Richie kicked his nuts to the moon, baby! But if we know anything about Tommy Corbin, is that man can bounce back from anything. Speaking of another guy that has bounced back, we are talking about the returning Malcolm Xavier. Malcolm Xavier has returned to Project Zero Wrestling after a very serious hand injury. The man looks refreshed and ready to go, and he is focused on a goal, and that goal very well might be being the new best of the best.
Has he built enough momentum to carry him through a match of this caliber? His inexperience in the ring will definitely play a factor, as well as a possible return to that injured hand. After his recent return, he has showed us he is still a powerhouse with a purpose. But there's still a lot unknown about Malcolm Xavier. But there's even less known about the fourth competitor in this match, Joey Warner. Joey Warner is coming into this match as the least experienced, but in my experience as a sports broadcaster, that inexperience, that rookie mentality could make Joey Warner the dark horse of this match. He's a risk taker, as we have seen in recent memory, and he's a submission expert. He is actually the only man in PZW history to make Derek Simonetti tap out.
But you also got to think about most of the pros that were listed by Joe could be his cons. The man is inexperienced. I mean, you think about it, the risk haven't really been worth the reward. And the biggest factor for me is he has recorded losses from 2 out of the 3 competitors in this matchup. With all that being said, folks, my prediction, Malcolm Xavier.
Really, Malcolm Xavier?
Yeah, you got to think about this, Joe. Richie Sick and Tommy Corbin cancel each other out. So we're down to 2. It comes down to a man that has power, size, and strength versus a man that's a little bit more inexperienced and has that high-risk mentality, and that may not pay off in the long run.
I really like your prediction, but I, on the other hand, do not believe that Richie Sick and Tommy Corbin cancel each other out, because at the end of the day, there has always been one consistent and the best of the best, and that is my prediction: Tommy Corbin takes the best of the best and becomes the only man in PZW history to win that 2 times.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Let's just shoot it back over to Shane Daly over in the May Madness Command Center. Shane?
Command Center? What is he, Zordon?
Thanks, guys. Now let's move on to the next huge match on the card, the grudge match between PZW Hall of Famer Atlee Green and the man who inducted him, his former friend, PZW owner Derek Simonetti. This all started when Atlee Green returned to Project Zero Wrestling. Everyone assumed he came back to have a good time. Unfortunately, that wasn't why he was here. He started to question the judgments of Derek Simonetti, and after weeks of abuse from Atlee Green and his associates, it all came to a head on a recent episode of Project Zero Wrestling Television.
No one's gonna come.
What's going on?
What? Stevie James, Biohazard, Tommy
Corbin. Everybody is out here. What do we see here?
I think it's about time you shut the fuck up.
Oh, right.
If you walk out of here tonight, you're just as big a pussy than you thought I was. If you were a man, you would get in this ring, face to face, fight me like a man. You've been telling me I'm a disrespectful coward, that I run away? Shake my hand.
Do it!
It is official. We're gonna see Derek Simonetti in the ring one more time.
In the main event of May Madness 10, Stevie James defends the PZW Championship against Adam Nessel. And this match is the biggest match of the night. No, not of the night. This is the biggest match of the... not of the year. This is the biggest match in PZW history. This match isn't just important to the PZW fans, it's also important to the PZW locker room. This match has never before happened in the history of Project Zero Wrestling, and the competitors in the locker room have been wondering who would win if Adam Nessel were to come face to face with Stevie James in the ring. We're gonna find out at May Madness 10, but let's show you the events that led up to this monumental match.
I can probably say without exaggeration that Adam Nessel is the toughest son of a bitch that I have ever met in my life.
With all the springboard dives you can do, all of the athletic things you can do, he hits you with the crunch and it's over.
Adam's not tough to beat in the traditional sense. He's not a hulking mass of muscle, but he's always thinking, he's always quick, and he's always got that hidden aggression just waiting to pop.
I'm gonna be a super... He once punched me in the head so hard that my body went into autopilot. The next thing I remembered, I was standing on my feet and I had no idea how I got there.
When I stepped into the ring with him, when I was the champion for a year, he beat me. And that sucked!
You can see the passion, the love, the blood, sweat, and tears he puts into this. It's almost unfathomable to have that kind of passion.
Adam Nessel worked every single day to get to where he wanted to be. However, there was another guy who just walked in and took it. Stevie James is a ball of fire.
There's no one that will bring more energy to a ring with match than Steven.
He's a heavy hitter. He throws punches that feels like a bag of hammers is hitting you.
Stevie James is the heart of the lion, the true will of a champion.
He has that youth.
Put Stevie in the ring, it's like a bull in a china shop.
One of the nicest guys to ever meet.
Anywhere you go, he's a nice guy, he's a great person to talk to, he's always a joy to, interact with.
The guy is just so happy. A lot of us just think he's a cartoon character who happened to stumble into real life.
He doesn't put on a face, that's just how he is.
Stevie James became the world champion in an instant. And just as quickly as he received it, he had it taken away.
The board of directors has asked Stevie James to come out here and relinquish the championship to Tommy Corbin.
Honestly, we didn't know Stevie was hurt until the night before May Madness 7. Steven had severely injured his neck and his hip. I am partially responsible for that, which is why I've always felt bad about everything that happened to him. But fate stepped in. Fate told Stevie James, now is not your time. Your time will come, but now is not your time. The only thing that sucks about the road Stevie James had to take was it was the hardest possible road anybody could be given. It took Stevie 4 years to get another fair shot at the PZW Heavyweight Championship. And when he did, he became champion once again. Proving to the world, to all those critics, that Stevie James is the genuine article. Unfortunately, tragedy can strike like lightning, and even on a rare occasion it can strike twice in the same place.
This is going to be the last time you'll ever see this belt in my hands.
The night he came out to say goodbye, I cried. I wasn't playing up to a camera, I wasn't playing up to a storyline, I was watching my best friend in the world come out and show the world that we can get hurt. That something so simple can take us all the way out of the game, and we didn't have a choice.
Because I went to a doctor, and they said I had a lot of problems with my back. And I was told that I will never wrestle again.
Do you know how hard it is to face your mortality like that? I give Adam Nessel so much respect for having the balls to stand in front of his peers and say, I got hurt and I can't do this anymore.
As long as I'm still walking, as long as I'm still talking, there will always be an Adam Nessel. Yes, there will!
Adam Nessel has got to be one of the bravest motherfuckers I've ever met. Because in spite of breaking his back for me, 2 years later, he he came to me and he said, I think I can do this again. As a man, I need this. Now, there are a lot of people out there who are not going to understand that. But I do. And Adam Nessel proceeded to go out and give the best goddamn performance that he could. And you know what? It stole the show.
That was the night Adam Nessel proved that he still had an awful lot to give back. And I knew in my heart when the bell rang, there was still one more thing he had to do.
Vince Lombardi once said, the harder you work for something, the harder it is to let it go. I want to see Stevie James and Adam Nessel for the PZW Heavyweight Championship at May Madness 10. Yeah!
Deciding to come out of retirement just to have a match with Steven for the belt? Like, doesn't get any better than that, does it?
The question posed to me was, who do I think will win?
You couldn't have opposite, but also equal people at the same time wrestling each other.
I expect great things from both men. Adam's one hell of an athlete.
And Steven has been one of the most consistent PZW champions that has ever existed. The question I have for Adam and Stevie is, do you want to be a great champion?
You know, Stevie James he's our guy.
Adam Nessel's gonna win because when the title's on the line, it means that much more to him.
Adam is just too small to stop Stevie James.
If I had to guess, definitely be Adam.
These two guys don't know what the word quit means. One of them may not walk out of May Madness, because at the end of the day, there can be only one.
I'm Shane Daly, and that's all the time we have for tonight's Countdown show. Make sure you join us next week for May Madness 10.